普思凯一个外国人，却有个中国梦。20多年前，别人来中国是为便宜的中国制造，他来中国是想做优质的产品。他说要把自己最好的奉献给中国。
So first of all, welcome Mr. Brookshire. Yeah, maybe you can say hello in Chinese and to our audience. Yeah.
大家好，我是浦思凯，我是法国人，我是先进的总经理。
Wow, your Chinese is better than me. Yeah. So when did you start in China?
We started, originally there was a first office in Guangzhou in 2020, and myself I come to China in 2002.
When you start up the company in China, what's the Chinese market?
And I had the opportunity to come to China, and I was quite optimistic about China's development at that time. But at that time, most of the foreigners coming here, they would buy like inexpensive Chinese product and would export to a Western market. But me, I did the opposite. I wanted to bring high value added innovation and try to contribute to the development of the China beauty industry.
So now you start up a new lab in Huangpu. And so what is this lab for, and what's the strategic plan behind this lab?
This lab is more than a lab. We call it a Wellcare Innovation Center. This lab reflects our vision. It's an application lab. We have a skincare lab,
color care, hair care, oral care, inner care lab. But we have also a testing center, which is CINAS certified. That way we can test our ingredient and validate our efficacy. It's the first innovation center we have in China. We have another one in Japan. We have one in France, but it's the first time we make such investment in R&D in China.
Oh, wow. And I know you have the two major fermentation technology platforms. So what are they, and what can they bring to the industry?
We have a first fermentation platform based originally in Japan. The factory is north of Tokyo, and now we are using this technology to also produce in Spain. When you have the mastery of the microorganism, you can do the fermentation wherever you want, because again it's the bacteria that makes the work. So this fermentation technology is called Optimals, the platform, and from this platform we develop product in different areas: skincare, hair care, oral care, inner care, pet care, home care. So the second platform is in France. It's called Cinerment. It's used another type of bacteria, not just lactobacillus, but also yeast and acetobacter. It's inherited or inspired by the French wine and champagne technology, because wine and champagne are also produced by fermentation.
Yes, right.
The first product launched with this technology last year. We obtained a new cosmetic inky in China. This product was selected by L'Oréal in their competition called Big Bang of Asia, because this product combined Chinese tea culture with innovative fermentation technology. It's a kind of East-West 中西合璧 product.
Wow, 中西合璧. Yeah, right. Do you think now your company is like a leading enterprise in Chinese market, or?
I think every company has its own advantage. I think in terms of fermentation, I think we are leading in this area. Also, we are one of the few raw material companies to have such a lab, and also have our own capacity to test our ingredient.
Thank you. And also, you have been in China for 20 years. How do you think China right now and 20 years ago?
20 years ago, the beauty industry was very new and I would say not very well organized, because most of the brands, they started 5 or 10 years ago. You know, in France, L'Oréal has more than 100 years history. We have hundreds of years of history of beauty industry. But in China, then it was just starting. 20 years ago, it would be very hard to imagine that today, in the cosmetic industry, for me, China is leading the world.
Really?
See, I don't say that because I am in China. I can see that the Chinese government is putting in place some standard regulation that makes the product very high quality and protect the consumer very well in just 20 years. It's unbelievable. I'm also grateful for China to give me this opportunity as an entrepreneur to realize my dream. China is big, so you can do big things in China.
So you already get the green card in China?
Yes, 6 years ago now. At that time, it was very difficult, but I was very proud.
Okay, you can introduce me some like your concept or something?
So we put this as a kind of piece of art. It's like a golden drop, and this kind of the active ingredient usually is liquid. You put a drop in the product, and it has efficacy. And we hope it also make our customer rich. So that's the idea.
有点像富的流油啊。Okay.
This is a real plant.
Okay.
So it's like our products come from nature. This is a line of skincare product for sensitive skin, Mingan Pifu.
How many types of the products do we have now?
We have about more than 100 ingredients for different functions. For skincare, we have for whitening, for anti-aging, anti-acne, sensitive skin, in oral care.
Can you introduce it?
So this is our skincare lab. This mixer, it's a French brand, and there are very few in China. We have 2 of them. It's quite expensive.
But it looks very simple.
Yeah, but in fact, it's
complicated inside.
Yes, the way it turns and the different type of rotor can make different texture.
Oh, okay.
But also big advantage is no noise. Fermentation here. So fermentation is a big area of development. And from this technology, we develop product in new areas like pet care. I mentioned this is a new development. Also home care. We can use fermented product in fragrance to have more health benefit. This is a testing center. Okay. So we have volunteers. They use our product. Then they come here and we see the result before, after. So they wait 30 minutes here because their skin need to adjust to the environment.
Yes.
So that's why we need to control the temperature and humidity.
Okay. So usually one product, how many times should we test it?
For one test, we should have 30 volunteers because your skin has a renew in 30 days.
Right. So where is our volunteers comes from? Because the scale like from European side and from Asia side.
We have worked with a company and they provide volunteer, different age level, or we follow the process according to China standard. Maybe my colleague can explain about the CNAS certification.
CNAS 呢，它是一个非常国际化的一个组织，要严格按照我们像国标、企标它的一个方法严格按照它的去执行，然后并且你的测试结果也是符合要求的之后，你才能够盖上 CNAS 的章。所以这是一个非常体现自己专业水平的一个认证吧。
所以每一项产品都会经过反复的测试和研究，最后拿到了成品才是
最安全的效果最好的。
对对对。And soon will be the Chinese New Year.
Yes.
Can you say some Chinese
sure.
wishes to our audience?
Sure.
Better in Chinese.
Sure. 大家恭喜发财。